So, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Soccer Hub Talks. As you know, Soccer Hub is an online educational platform for coaches, scouts, analysts, and all for the ones that wish to learn and get to know more about our courses. Before we start, please introduce some information about yourselves in the chat box and click on the like button to see if everything is okay with the audio and with the video. Remember, this is a live webinar, so please feel free to ask your questions to our guests. So today's subject is goalkeepers scouting, and to talk about it, we have Ricardo Pereira, who works for the current Polish champions, Legia Warsaw, as a first team coach. So welcome, Ricardo, and thanks for accepting the invitation in such a kind and nice way, and for being open for sharing your knowledge. That is huge. And for me, it's a great pleasure also to have you. And as you know, I admire your work a lot, especially the passion you put on it. So thanks for being here, Ricardo. How are you doing?
Hello, very well. Thank you very much. First of all, Nuno, Soccer Hub. Hello to everybody, and I hope that this conversation can be a nice time for all of us that has passion for football, for knowledge, to learn a little bit. And today about goalkeepers that are part of the team, a very special and a very specific part, but our part, and without them we cannot play official football. And I hope that everybody knows that even in terms of the rules, we need to have goalkeepers to can have an official game. So thank you very much again.
No, thank you, and it's true, and that's why you guys are so special that you even have a different kit. No, you are the only ones that dress different color, so different kit. So yeah,
That's true. And even that kids right now are more and more modern, even sometimes are funny, but are always different and are always special. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, for sure. So for me, it's double special because I started as a goalkeeper, but it was not for long. But I started with a passion for the goal, and also because I'm a scout, and it's very interesting because the to scout a goalkeeper is completely different. So as everybody, I'm also here to learn. So I'm joining that part also to learn with you, Ricardo. So including like to have such a specialist like you in this part, and like I said, with your passion, that is it's fantastic. So let's start. So Ricardo, can you tell us a bit more about your journey so far and how it started, everything for you, including your passion for the goal?
hmm Of course, Nuno, and I can assure you that the goalkeeper one time in life, goalkeeper for every life, because it became part of us, and what it was a little bit the same to me. Since I remember I played on the goal, I remember exactly my first goals that I protected in my street, in the street where my parents still live. And it was since the beginning. After I played almost, I have 47, and I played almost until 40. And it was really a passion, because I played at that time as amateur. Normally, I say, and I believe in that I'm much better goalkeeper coach that I was goalkeeper, but I still played until I can. I was in Benfica already as a goalkeeper coach, and I still played around Seixal because I love it so much, and they helped me a lot. I hadn't the same experience that some of our high level goalkeepers, and some of them became after also goalkeeper coaches, not so often, but some of them became, and helped me a lot. Helped me a lot because to be goalkeeper coach, you need to think as a goalkeeper. Of course, we have exceptions. We have interesting goalkeeper coaches that never played as a goalkeepers and learned the task. But it comes a lot from the heart when you speak that I have a lot of passion. It's not enough. It's not enough to can do it. You need much and much and much more. But you need to. Sometimes I don't speak even about passion. I speak about love. You need really to love these. Are you listening me? No.
Perfectly,
Yes.
perfect.
Okay. Because it was like a little bit freeze. Um, so my journey after, of course, I study kindergarten teacher. I studied clinical psychology, and it's something that inside of me, I don't remember that I am, but it's something that all the knowledge to can teach, all the knowledge to can deal with some situation are here in some part of this ugly air, but or inside. But when I study, I work it because I have a family. I don't win enough money with the football at that time to can be professional. So I study and I work as a psychologist and as a kindergarten teacher. But when I start to feel that I will leave the goal as a player, I start to feel from inside that I want to live a career as a goalkeeper coach and maybe achieve the level that I didn't achieve as a player. And thanks God, and thanks probably with to the lucky, to hard work, it happens. And of course, I'm really happy about that. And I started in under 17 of Real Massamá, and after Benfica, and after by invitation of Mr. Ricardo Sapinto, I started my career abroad, and I never come back to Portugal. So I have more or less 10 years as a goalkeeper coach.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, you've been in several different. Thanks first of all for sharing your story. And you've been in different countries such as Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Poland twice, and also England, and also Ecuador. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's true.
so that's quite a lot of experience, and it's interesting because I said obviously you have passion, but you are also very you are very you have a lot of energy in your trainings, and you put the passion and you put a lot of effort also, and you put that in the trainings. It doesn't even seem the same person that is in here so calm when I because I saw some videos of you, and that's an interesting thing also. That is a fantastic thing that shows how much you love what you do. And the goalkeeper's position, Ricardo, is by far the one that had a bigger evolution and transformation in football over the last 30 years, I would say. Do you think that nowadays we are much closer? We are very close to have the perfect, if you can say perfect, obviously goalkeeper, or there is still a lot of room for the goalkeepers to improve?
I think I agree with you. Changed a lot in terms of the roles, more responsibilities, mostly, and I think don't change. We had amazing goalkeepers on the past, but with different responsibilities. Guys that mostly are amazing to protect the goal. That was the and when we remember the amazing goalkeepers that we had. And when people think about goalkeepers, even in our days, um, in the head of the people are the miraculous save you at that perfect moment. And most of these saves are when you are protecting the goal, and in short distance, mainly sometimes, because at that time you just can pray and ask to that guy that have a different kit, as you say, that guy can save you. So we are there. And yesterday, and you asked me also a little bit about my journey. My journey here, it's between first team and between head of academy, and sometimes more with head academy because we have more goalkeeper coaches in first team. So give me that opportunity, that I feel that it's amazing. And yesterday I had the opportunity to train because my goalkeeper coaches asked me from academy to work with second team and with under 15. And during all of this, my passion, when I coach them sometimes, and why when you speak about me like that I'm totally different person. It's not nothing that that I really do it. I really do it for show off in first place, but I do it sometimes with a lot of conscience because I believe that you as a goalkeeper coach, you as a coach, are give to them emotions. You are give to them tactical knowledge, technical knowledge, feedbacks in terms of technical and in terms of tactical, but to can be really memorable to them, you need to pass that with some emotions. And these emotions can be in a positive way, and are a lot of time, but also in a negative way, that you need to mark that mistake to don't happen again, and identify to him very well. Unfortunately, we have also the help of the cameras, and you need really to identify. And I told, to come back to the question, and I told to that goalkeeper from under 17, and he was training with the second team, that we are really special people. We are there to help and to clean sometimes the mistakes of the others. And this is a philosophy of life. And when we have this inside of us, we bring this also for our life. And it was like maybe I was with a lot of inspiration yesterday. And it was a talk not only about the training, it was a talk for the life. I spoke with him also because it's difficult for the young goalkeepers about his communication, is the quality of his communication. I told him, you are speaking a lot and you are speaking bad. And the communication that we really need from you, it is with content, with assertive and demanding way. Don't need to repeat even the sentence twice. You just need to be demanding to them. Do this, be careful with that, protect that. And for these kids, and this is for me coaching, and this is for me, this is why you need to be passionate, because I believe a lot in this. And I told also to two kids of under 15 that your dream, because here it's a big goalkeeper in Poland, it's a big dream. All of them want to be the next Borucs, the next Chesney. A lot of them, not all of them, some of them want to be Lewandowski, but a lot of them want really to be. And I told them, your dream is be a goalkeeper from Legia first team, but probably for the future you dream with other contexts. And I was working how to protect space in 1v1, and I told them, if I'm from Manchester City or I'm from Barcelona, to buy you from first team, I never buy you if the ball was close. This is a little bit technical, sorry, Nuno. But I cannot buy you if I'm close to the box, the ball is protected, I cannot shoot, and you are still in the line. To buy you, I need you on the line of the small box. And these are things that came from that moment, but you need to give these feedbacks with the passion, sometimes with opposite, with all the easy, because you need to understand the moment that that kid have at that time, and if you still shout for them. And I know even that, and maybe that's why the club brings me, I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit crazy, much more crazy than my goalkeeper coaches from the academy. But I believe also a lot that you need in your education as a player the both sides. You need
Yes.
emotions.
Yeah, I agree completely, and I'll like to tell you two things that you mentioned, and they are very interesting. That first of all, it was that part of you, because I saw some of your trainings and some of your work, and I can say I do scouting also of the people of my guests. So I try always to, and you were the one clearly that I had in mind to talk about this subject. So
Thank
it
you
was
very much.
why, so your message also passed to me, even if I'm not the goalkeeper. And yeah, maybe one day I'll go for a training with you. But don't
Let's
demand
go.
too much from me. Yeah.
I
And
had I had I had some presidents. I had some presidents in Ecuador, for example, that the president of Independiente del Valle one time during a training in on the pitch of Fluminense, we will play
yeah,
against Flamengo, and we train in the campus of Fluminense. And he was watching the reaction work with the goalkeepers, and he
yeah.
was goalkeeper on the past, and he asked me, one day I want to do this training or so. Scout president, it will be sure a pleasure to can practice
Oh,
a little bit,
yeah.
but I'm not easy. I'm not an
I
easy
know, I know, I
goalkeeper
know. I
goalkeeper
know.
coach.
But I like that. I like that challenge. And the other thing that you mentioned also is like the example you were giving to your goalkeeper, saying that, for example, if you were a coach for, or a scout for Manchester City, for example, you'll not take him. And that makes also another part, because you are anticipating. So it's important for also for a goalkeeper to have a reaction and anticipation, and you show that you are good as a goalkeeper because you've been anticipating some question that I had, to make it later on. So we already answered to the question that I had. So we already anticipating. So we are doing your work.
Yes, no, but I think I lost because I speak with so much many passion, and I can resume in 1 minute
Yes.
your question. I think the change a lot, especially in what we request, what we ask for them. I divide the role of the goalkeeper in three things: defend the goal,
Yeah.
defend the space, and you can protect the space inside of the box or outside of the box. Crosses, for me, it's still defending the space, and also attack the space. And attack the space, it is when you have the ball, what you do with in possession, what you do with the ball. So what changed for me, it is mostly these last two. So right now, goalkeepers should have a lot of competencies to protect spaces and also to attack spaces with the ball in possession. But they still need to be very good and very important and very decisive to the team protecting the goal. So the things don't change. We
Yeah.
had we put more
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 things.
roles and more things in their responsibilities, also because of the change of the football, the change of the systems, the speed of the football, and also the change of the rules. So a lot of years ago, the rule that you cannot catch with the
Yeah.
hands changed, and right now we have an amazing rule that your defenders we can start the game with the defenders inside of the box, and this give us to who loves play from the back, give us a lot of options more to can attract the others, kill them pressures, and after have a more clean out exit from there, and we already put 3 or 4 to back, and we start to build against the second line and against the last line after.
For sure. And do you think this is my opinion? Obviously, like I said, I'm not a specialist in goalkeepers, but I see that the goalkeepers are obviously improving in many aspects. Like you said, it's much more complete athletes. I would say that inside the team it needs to be the most complete one. You know, a goalkeeper in these days, he needs to be able to play pretty much as a central defender sometimes even goes as a striker in the corner in the last minute. He needs to save his goal. He needs to be good with both feet. So many things. Do you also see that in these days the goalkeepers also are some things are coming from different sports, like especially from handball? For example, when you look to goalkeepers like Manuel Neuer, it's the biggest example. Do you think there are some things that are also was brought from other sports to football? That's the first question. And inside the same question, do you see that in the future, do you see that football can change and it's possible? Do you see a rule, or do you see it makes sense? This is something that I was thinking in my head. For example, to bring a goalkeeper to the pitch for a specific moment of the game, and then he can go out like a substitution inside. You know what I mean? For example, for a corner or for a like it happens in other sports. Do you think it makes sense, both of them?
In terms of what you say, and right now I put the question to don't forget, because it's easy when I start to speak, sometimes lose my my mind because came so many ideas. In terms of what we ask for the goalkeepers, yes, it's true that we ask a lot, but it depends a lot also of the teams, because the truth is, if you ask to a lot of coaches, everybody can say to you, I need or I love a goalkeeper that play well with the foot. But after, when you start to watch that goalkeeper, when you start to watch how play this team, and what you request really to this keeper, you just want that he don't make mess with the foot, because you want it in a very simple way. What you see normally, it is without pressure, control, and play to your central defenders, and with pressure, use the side part of your foot and put a good ball there, and it's what you ask for the goalkeeper. So these for me are the minimum that all professional goalkeepers need to have, because this is the basis. So what we really request for them, and also in terms of control of the spaces, everybody or a lot of people also tell, I love a goalkeeper that control very well the back of the defensive line. But after, when the war starts, some of these teams play with a block so low that you don't need so much that goalkeepers. That's why probably, and I cannot say that Oblak cannot play in a different way, because he can, and because he showed in Benfica with different stimuli of training, for example, and in a different model. But that's why Oblak plays in Athletic Madrid, and Neuer plays in Bayern Munich, and also Ter Stegen play in Barcelona, and Ederson play in Manchester City. So this is, for me, it's very clear. In terms of athletes, no doubts about, but we can, and it's interesting for the scouting, and we can go really deeply to this thematic, because I love it, and I have some opinions from my experience, because we are all the time scouting goalkeepers, and we are all the time analyzing our goalkeepers, opponent goalkeepers, that we do reports for all the games about the other goalkeepers to outkill that goalkeepers. It's something that we do and that I do on the last years. And you can have different profiles of athletes, and this is also very interesting. I will tell you one goalkeeper that I find a few months ago, and he is already playing a lot of time in high level, but it is because I need to show this profile to my goalkeepers, and I will explain you why, that it is Cragno. Cragno surprised me so much, and it's so amazing athlete. But why surprised? And he's not so big. I think it's 184, playing at high level at Serie A. And the reason that he is, for me, so big athlete and so good, it's related to one quality that for me it's one of the most important for goalkeepers. It calls stability. And the stability, it is here, and it is stability of his body. He never lose his balance. And when you analyze, and right now we have amazing stats of the goalkeeper that analyze the why happens a goal and the position of everybody, inclusively the where the goalkeeper is. And one of the predictions, it is when the goalkeeper is in a good position, you have less percent of chances to score a goal. And Cragno, for example, it's amazing. I find him because I need to show to my goalkeepers 2, 3, 4 good examples of guys that on the moment of the shot keeps the same stability as they are on the cinema. It's nothing happens in that moment. Happens after the shoot, when the ball already goes, because this is something that make me crazy, that the goalkeepers sometimes kill themselves because they give big jumps, because they open the legs too wide. And I the best way sometimes to show them it is with the good examples, and I made a crazy work around the world to find the guys more balanced, and I think I find it. Related to the questions, other sports, yes, not in football is very specific, but of course, for example, some of the techniques that we use in 1v1, you can see very well from futsal, for example. In handball, you have also some of that big bodies that we have sometimes, and all of us remember Schmeichel, for example, that was a technique, and sometimes helps. But these come normally from a mistake. When you need to do this, it's because you fail, or you decide like that, or because you fail in a cross, and okay, I already did a mistake, so let me make this body really, really big. In terms of using a goalkeeper, but also I can tell to you, not exactly in terms of techniques, but in terms of physical approach, physical work. I think other sports can help us a lot in the gym work, for example. And we also know the level of flexibility that a goalkeeper needs. And I discuss this with my goalkeepers, that they tell me sometimes, Ricardo, if a goalkeeper don't do this process that we do to open the body, to open all their legs, stretch like a gymnastic sometimes, since 11, 12, after in first team it will be really difficult, and I agree. Playing as a goalkeeper, as a outfield player, or change to have one more, I don't believe in that. I think it makes sense in.
I would say more. Sorry, Ricardo. My question was like, for example, a goalkeeper to go out and come the second goalkeeper for a specific specific part of the game, and then return the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We already have. I think you have special this situation in penalties, and it's for me it's really a good decision. I already lost a stage of one competition because we should, and we know that we should change the goalkeeper, and we had, it's something private, but we had there on the right moment someone that don't want to assume the responsibility, and we go with the same goalkeeper. And in my heart still, and with some of the players, that maybe if we change it, we didn't lost that stage, and we are in the last stage, in the next stage. But it's live. It's like that. I prepared penalties for both, but I know that one of them have that things that you cannot explain. That, for example, in penalties you have strategy, you have a lot of study, but after it's about this. It's about smell. It's about instinct, and some of them have it, others don't have it. So you can study. The study is the same for everybody, but the others, it's like a trigger that even you do. And we have amazing performance from the guy from Argentina in terms of mental. All of us remember this in I think South America Cup or something like that, and it spoke in a different way for each player that was there, and was, for me, you can ask, is ethic? I don't know if it is ethic, but it was, for me, it was so enthusiastic when I listen what he say to which one of the guys. I thought this guy is brilliant in terms of how you play psychological. So
and also I remember a few years ago that the Netherlands, Louis van Gaal,
yes, another one. Yes,
he
they
was taking out Silesen and and he was putting Tim Krul. So, and everybody was like, "What is he doing? He's taking the confidence from Silesen." Do you think also that can affect, in terms, obviously, the Tim Krul when he's coming to the pitch, he's coming confident because he has the trust of his coach, and also affects the opponents because they think they are bringing specialists. Do you think that also can affect? And obviously, technically, probably it was better to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think can affect who will score, because even in handball and futsal, when you watch these, the guy that will score know why they are changing. Other day I was listening amazing interview of our national coach from futsal, Jorge Braz, and I invited everybody to listen because it was an example of how futsal or our sport can be so simple, and explain it so simple, with so much humility, with so much examples of leadership. It was a friend that invited me to listen, and the national coach spoke exactly about this, that if we have free kicks from 10 meters, I think, I'm not a specialist in futsal, he changed the goalkeeper, because everybody on the team know who is the specialist. This specialist was the other goalkeeper that killed the teammates during the training, because nobody can score to him. And it's the same when it is a thing well prepared, when you are thinking as a team. Neither goalkeeper should be affected because of that. So I think it's something that you need to deal really well, because you are helping your team in this situation. I think I didn't miss any question. No, because I have. Okay.
Perfect. So thanks a lot, Ricardo, for sharing it. Let's go a bit more deeper into scouting, goalkeeper scouting. What are the main aspects that you look at the goalkeeper? Like you already said, it's pretty much the balance. Also, like you said, keeping the balance. That you think that are essential the first time you watch a goalkeeper. And you can also divide by age in case it's different, for example, because in different ages, probably you look to different things. So you can, if you can go a bit deeper and also go by ages, what is important, what you believe it's important. First time you look to, yeah.
Okay. Of course, it's different between the age, but the preamble that I can do about this, it is really looks for your context, and really looks what you as a team, how you play, what your head coach or what your club really wants from a goalkeeper, because you can just you just want a guy that can do it in a very simple way, that can be good in crosses, that can be okay in 1v1, but you don't have so many because the other team just arrived from outside, and he needs to be quite okay also to protecting the goal, and to don't do mistakes with the foot, that can be okay again to play with right and left long balls, and this is your goalkeeper. So you should look really to the performance and to a guy that have these abilities, and sometimes can be a guy, an experienced guy, so 28, 30 years old, and you find your profile. And this is quite simple. And this also, I want to tell, this also can I need to divide this between, and need to be smart enough to understand what the clubs want and need, and for example, at that right moment. And we can look, for example, to the moment of Legia. And if we are looking a goalkeeper, we need to know very well the moment that we have right now, that it's a very complicated moment, and this give us the keys and the clues to find the proper goalkeeper. So we need to know what we want for this moment, and maybe for 1 year before, because I know very well, and I know very well what we have inside of house in terms of young goalkeepers, because I know very well how the club worked before me and what we still are doing right now that I'm here. We have some changes, of course, because my philosophy is different in some things, but they are already doing an amazing work to produce goalkeepers. And we have two goalkeepers that are the number one from under 20, other that is the number one for under 21, and we sell one 2 years ago by 7 million to Monaco. So we know quite well what we are doing and what is the process. If we can add more, and maybe if we can watch them in a different profile of clubs, we need to do different things for me. And these go deep in which kind of goalkeepers you are building up. Because, like I told you, even sometimes in the models of the academies, everybody say really that we want goalkeepers to play very well with the foot, but when they fail, because everybody will fail, the first pass inside to break lines, you tell them to start to kick long. And this is the problem, and this is what we or also as a goalkeeper coaches need to discuss with our coaches. Let's be clear what you want. I will tell you as a anecdote, one thing that I had with one goalkeeper, doesn't matter where, and I have a lot of exercises to work short, and to work short outside until play inside and break the lines. Of course, in Independiente del Val, for example, this was exponential because was our matrix of the game. It was our basis of the game. We start everything from that guy, and this guy traveled with the ball. This guy was between the central defenders. This guy don't pass the ball until the pressure start to jump. So the work should help them to be really comfortable with that in terms of decisions, in terms of positioning. We worked a lot also in terms of tactical positioning to be far away from the pressure. So it was a very specific. But a few years ago, I had with one goalkeeper. I was working with all of them, but I was preparing a kid, and the kid too can really have this confidence, at least from the training, and can improve really his technical skills to playing short inside and outside and understand the game. And one of them, more older, asked me, Ricardo, why we are playing like that? If after on the game we will kick long balls all the time. And I told him, shut up, because we are preparing a goalkeeper for the future. So these sometimes, and it's like an antidote, but sometimes help. Sometimes these happens. So what I want to answer to you, it is, I need to be very smart between what I love and what I like and what the club needs.
Yes.
When these things are totally connected, probably I am the guy more happy in the world, because I analyze a profile, and I'm not scout. It's very important. Some people perhaps have some people that it's not easy to find, I know, but maybe some companies have this specialist there. But I love to do this scouting, and I do it, I don't know, many hours, but I did it in a so extensive and sometimes so compulsive way every weeks. And one of them it is, and that's why my databases are so big, because I do normally report of opponent goalkeeper. So I kill it. Let's imagine we played against Leicester. So I put all the bad things to can give to my strikers, all the bad things of Kasper Schmeichel. And I love Kasper in a lot of things. But at that time, I was worried in show. This guy have these patterns of behavior in these, and these. And my coach told me, Ricardo, your report is amazing. Let's see if we arrive there to can enjoy these opportunities, because it will be difficult, but your report is amazing.
That's a good thing,
Yes, but it's something I think I'm not the only one that do it at high level. You have it a lot. So what I look in terms of profile, of course, we need to divide this in moments of the game. What we want from that guy in which moments, examples, practical examples, what we want in offensive organization, if we want simple process or really complex process, a guy, like I told you, that can be far away from the ball and understand that. So we need to train, but he needs also to have two things. Intelligence enough, but I believe that they have it when we explain really to them. And one thing that you cannot buy in a goalkeeper, and this is one of the keys that I look to do two things that I know that I cannot give them after if they really don't have it. One, it's the speed, and the speed, it is related to speed of displacement, speed of movement, because we need fast goalkeepers in short meters, but we really need explosive and fast goalkeepers. The speed of thinking, it's other thing for me, very, very important. And after, the speed of execution, that is not related only with reaction, but it's also a lot of reaction, but also how you can react in a ball close to your body, and you decide in millesime of seconds if you will save a ball down with the foot or with the hand. And sometimes when you don't have all of these together, especially here, you don't have speed of movement, but you have speed of thinking and execution. It's when you should go with the foot, you go with the hand, and the ball pass down your body, and it is goal. So these together, just to finish, these together with courage, and courage is for me courage to put your body to the interest of the team, because you put it a lot, and you cannot put sometimes, no, it's my body, I don't go, I can go to the 1v1 and I arrive at the same time of the guy, and I will have an injury perhaps, or I can go with a more slowly 1v1, I just stop and I just block. And the second one, it's the courage to assume risks, and assume risks it is control the space, and if you decide in a badly way, you will have a red card. Control the ball with the foot, and it's a decision all the time. It's a decision that you should practice during the trainings with very good head coaches that buy that idea and wants that idea, but it's the courage to can play in that way, because in the moment you train all the week, but if you don't have the courage, it's always more easy. Put a long ball, and don't put that ball to break lines that pass sometimes just with a few centimeters. And you need to have that courage. So these are two things that I cannot buy and that I cannot give to them. I can improve with trainings, and here we go to the amazing process of the trainings or your process of training, how you train, how you improve them technically, but how you improve them also tactically, and to can be, because everybody loves to speak about decision making, but we need to know how to work this decision making, and it's not a secret. It's just go to the game and watch what the game requests to the goalkeepers. What are the real decisions of the goalkeepers in every games, because all the time they are taking decisions. To arrive to the other part of the question in terms of ages, of course we have some on the project, for example, Legia project, Independiente del Valle project, we have per ages the contents that we want to develop. When you are looking for a goalkeeper, of course, you should look if this goalkeeper from this age are doing the same that our goalkeepers is doing, but much more far away. If he have something inside, because I don't expect that he has the same technique. I don't expect that he has maybe the same knowledge of our goalkeepers. I expect mostly that he loves what he's doing. He is a brave guy, and with courage, and he save balls. He stop balls. He's a shot stopper. Really, he's a guy that saved the ball with an awful technique, but save. The kid that you goes to watch Paio Pires, and you see that these kids save all the balls with all the parts of the. You don't know how to save, but he saved it. So this can be for us, or should be, a good indicator of talent, but not enough. I give you, to finish, one of the examples that I had, that I was present in two, because it wasn't only me. We work as a department in Benfica, and the chief of the department was Hugo Oliveira. And I was involved with other colleagues on the process of André Ferreira. André played at that time in Nogueirense. And of course, some of the things that André have at that time, it was
André in Passos Ferreira,
exactly. And I was in other process, at that time, but I want to speak about Andrea. What impressed in Andrea it was first the body, very tall but so teeny that you just look to this body and let's give that time to that body to put there with 7 or 18 years old, 8 kilos more, and
Yeah.
happened with amazing work from the second team of Benfica. But also how many balls Andrea saved with bad techniques sometimes, and all the time how demanding he was to put the defenders to the line of the midfield, and Andre almost touching them to push them to go and start to run to almost to the midfield of the pitch. So when we are speaking about a big club as Benfica, you can see, of course, there that this kid have a lot of skills in his profile to develop that we want for Benfica. And doesn't matter after, depend of a lot of things, depend of a lot of person. Why Andre is not goalkeeper of Benfica right now, or why Varela is not. It's discussing his opinion. It's about a
Yeah.
lot of things. Because after we believe that the technique we can give them, the in 1v1, in perfect punch, in a lot of things, the tactical we can give to them. And also Andre have another advantage. That's why when you scouting right now and in Benfica, we did it at that time already. You have psychological evaluation, and we arrived to the conclusion that we already know that Andre is a very intelligent goalkeeper. So I think the best to can understand what we look when we are scouting. I think it's also with examples. So Nuno, I hope that I was answering to you.
No, it's perfect. I'm delighted to listen you. And you talked about, it's interesting because usually I don't scout so much goalkeepers, although I also do it and I also pass it, but I also always try to take also opinions from the ones that are specialized in goalkeepers. But Andres, I can share with you an interesting story that I was watching a match of Legia Santa Clara for the cup, Portuguese Cup, and he was a substitute. He was a second goalkeeper on the league,
Mm-hmm.
and he was playing on the cup. And I knew Andre obviously, but I didn't watch him live before. And I watched him live, and I liked a lot. And I did a report on him that was very, obviously very positive. And I decided to stay after the match. I stayed where the players go out from the dressing room when they change. They go to the bus. I
Mm-hmm.
waited a bit to see him passing because I wanted to confirm, his body structure. I wanted to see, also his height. Although you can see, I wanted to see him closer. And I realized another thing. I wanted to see his behavior. And when he came out, he was only a few people was allowed to be in there, and he was saying hello, good afternoon to everybody, including to me. And he didn't know me. He was a very polite guy, very nice. And I was thinking that's also important. The attitude that you have outside the pitch. Sometimes it's very important that you can see the adaptation, the kind of treatment that you have for the people. Andre was also a goalkeeper for Leixões the season before, and you could see that everybody loved him. He was respected because he was respecting everybody. And all those things, sometimes the invisible skills are also very important when you need to bring someone to your team, like you were mentioning. And you mentioned many things that I had here, in my questions that you already answered many of them, like a player, obviously, the decision making, bravery, a lot of skills that are important in the goalkeeper. And you mentioned all of them. That's why I was with a smile and delighted to listen to you. I just wanted to
Just
share this.
tell me, yes, no. Can I tell you, because after you sure we'll put another question related to that. And
Yeah,
I did the same with Andre. I was there in Nogueirense pitch 1 hour or
yeah.
30 minutes before the bus arrived. I was really enthusiastic with my role of scout. I think it was the first time that Hugo put me on that process, and even without the knowledge how a scout behaves, I thought for myself, I need to be there, see how the guy comes from the buzz, and also watch the warm up. And what is amazing with Andre at that time, and I can confirm everything that you are telling to me in terms of the personality of Andre. But what was funny, it was during the warm up, I was there. I don't know if he knows, but right now and for all of my life with this hair, it's very easy. I cannot be a scout or a scout that people don't notice that
For
I'm
me,
there because
it's easier for me.
no, because it's not
I
for me.
put the hat and
It's not
yeah,
so easy. So they
no,
know
no,
that I'm there, and
yeah,
he never looks to me or to the stands during all the warm up. It was so big level of concentration of focus on the task,
yeah,
because this is what we are speaking about. It is the focus
yeah,
on the task. And also another thing, and I will tell you as a joke, that you had lucky to watch Andre after the game maybe so quickly, because during the games of Benfica B, for example, after the game, and special the games that Andre don't play, you only can see Andre 1 hour and a half after, because he stay on the gym to do his work and after all the trainings. So this is the players, and this is some indicators that the players gives to you. And also, and we are not here of course to speak about Andre, but it's a good example also in terms of other amazing capacity, that it is the resilience that Andre has. I
yeah,
know from my heart, and I told him along the years, that the time that he was on the bench in Santa Clara will not change him. Of course, he needs to play. He knows that, but he works so hard in his body, in every day of work, that the things more soon or later will come. And he had the lucky of the injury of the goalkeeper, the first goalkeeper of Passos de Ferreira this year. A lot of things sometimes can help, but right now he had the opportunity, and thanks God, because I love him. He's showing his quality. So I think I think that he deserved it. Other thing that probably we go in, but that I love in scouting, it is that we as a coach is special when we are scouting the goalkeepers. That when we have less experience, sometimes we think that we can change everything in a player, and it's
yeah,
very important. And why it's why I love so much also this kind of work first. And we when we have opportunity in a TV camera, after in a tactical camera, and after there on the pitch to can watch them, because some things you cannot watch on your computer. And this is why I love so much analyze details, because I give you 2 or 3 examples that we can believe that we are amazing coaches and that we are the special one of goalkeeping. But some of these things, and I give you 1 or 2 examples, it's so difficult to change that in some age you will lost so many performance, or even they
yeah,
don't want to change, they don't feel comfortable. And one of them, and the most important for me, it's the basis position, the set position that you have. And you have goalkeepers with so much awful at the highest level, with so much awful position, that when you start to analyze the goals, they can react very easy to everything that is short to his body. But they cannot, if you put I score goals, and I'm not there to score goals. I hate to score goals to my goalkeeper. It's the
yes,
worst thing,
yeah,
special during the warm up, but sometimes happens, the warm up to the game. Um, but sometimes also I need to score to wake up them, can be a strategy. But set positions, and what you do on the moment of a shot, and some of them open the legs too much at that time, give you big jumps. You need to know when you are choosing that goalkeeper that you cannot deal with that, and if the everything more that he has can compensate. I don't know if it is correct. Can compensate what this position take out from you, because you should know that you will concede some goals because of this awful position, that it's something that sometimes they cannot explain, even when you show to them. I showed this to a goalkeeper with 35 years, and he told me, Ricardo, I cannot believe this is not true. I cannot believe that I did this all of my life, and I understand a lot of goals that I concede because of that, because I give always these examples. People that listen me know this. This is one, what you do in the moment of the shot with your legs mostly, and also with your body, with your upper body. And some of them in the moment of the shot try to guess and come up with the trunk, because in their head, in their meaning, in their interpretation, the ball goes up. When the ball goes down, you cannot save. So this is why scouting, and this is why analyze training session, it's something with so many details, and it's so much passionate, because all the details count. Special, because in professional football you are working and you are looking performance. He do this, okay, but he can perform like that. So forget. Don't try to be the special one of goalkeeping. Deal with that. Help him to have performance like that. But when I have responsibility in the academy, I should kill them, and I should kill my goalkeeper coaches in things that I know on the future they will have a lot of difficulties in to change. And we don't want robots. We don't want this position with the hands and with so much tension. We give them some space to the natural behavior of the body, but without this. In Portuguese we call tics, some habits that you cannot explain, but don't help you to protect the goal and to be in a balanced way.
And I'll thank you for sharing that. That is amazing. That's brilliant, and all those small details are important. And in regards to scouting, I completely agree with you. That's the process also for field players. And I have a story. I wanted to ask you one question, by curiosity. When Benfica 2 seasons ago, you were with Renato in Benfica second team.
Do you remember? No. I left Benfica. I was with Renato 6 months in Independiente del Valle, but I worked in Benfica second team with Elder Cristóvão, and 5 or 6 years ago. I already left Benfica 5 or 6 years ago.
I'll tell you why. Because
yes.
Yeah, because I have a story, interesting story also, because for me those things are interesting, because I develop also my system about scouting. Like you said, that you were going to warm up to see Andre in that case and everything. There was a specific match of Benfica second team. I was watching a player in specific, and I did one thing that was involving a goalkeeper. The third goalkeeper of Benfica was in the stands because he wasn't in the bench. Obviously, he stayed in the stands in Feirense watching the game. And then after the game, he didn't know I was a scout. I started to talk to him, and I asked him a shirt. If he could give me a shirt of a player, I created a story so I could go near to the dressing room, past the security, because I was talking to him. So I wanted to pass the security. I passed. I hope the guys from Feirense are not listening. So I went down to I've been talking to Renato. Renato was outside the changing room. I've been talking to him a bit. And I wanted to see also the behavior of that player, because I watched the player several times. The tactical part, technical, everything was already confirmed. I wanted to know how he was behaving with the others, if his communication, his behavior, everything. So I was doing it some kind of a trick to go with the goalkeeper, to pretend that I was his friend, go down to see the player going to the, because in that I don't know if you played there, the bus stay inside the stadium. So I didn't have another choice of doing it, and I had that information that I wanted to share with you. And we are almost invite you for the next time, because for sure there are many things I would like to ask you, and it's amazing for me. It's like a master class. Who knows? You can put this in a course on Soccer Hub for all guys that are listening. Let's see. Let's talk about it. Like you mentioned in the beginning of the conversation, obviously the goalkeepers team, if you can call it like that, goalkeeper coach and usually 3-4 goalkeepers, are like a micro family inside a family. That is the football team. So how do you think that is important? First of all, like that the 3 goalkeepers, that the relationship between them, how important do you think it is for success, and also with the coach, obviously? And if you had to choose 3 goalkeepers to complement to complete each other on the team, and what characteristics will you include? If you could choose between age, different characteristics, would you choose the same kind of profile of goalkeepers? What will be for you a great combination?
Very, very interesting question. Of course, if I can choose, in terms, I will start from the hand. I love young goalkeepers. I know that in some clubs it's possible. In Independiente del Valle, my project that I didn't finish because it was a project of 3 years, but I leave before because I want to come back to Europe. I miss my family, and the project mentioned that after 3 years, one of the goals of the project, it was have 3 goalkeepers from our academy on the squad. And Independiente is possible, and now it's possible. They have it already right now. So one of them is Moises, have 21 years old, I think, and the others have 20 and 18 or something like that, or 19. I love to work with younger goalkeepers and develop guys that sometimes came from academy, and the good academies have a transversal idea from the academy to the first team. And of course, the process of understanding of the game and Independiente was very easy to understand, that the way of thinking the game, not only in offensive process, but in offensive process was very clear. The common language that they use, attract pressure, travel together, find the third man, whatever. But it's something that they are speaking, and they are listening this language from they are with 12 years old. So it's something that I love. But of course, in high levels, a lot of times it's not possible. You need guys with some experience. So if I can choose, I have one guy with perhaps 25 years old, one guy with 20, one guy with 18 years old, but I don't have any problem. A lot of times in Standard Liège, I had Ochoa with 34 or 35, Gillet with almost 40, and Bodart, that right now is number one and captain of Standard, with 18 or 19 years old. So sometimes we cannot choose, but I love young guys, and guys mostly that are open to change some things, and open to be this guy that I tell you that can attack spaces. And why we speak about attack spaces? Because if I attack a free space, if I protect a free space, the ball will not arrive there with the control of the players. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. If I'm protecting the space, I have uh, a big friend today, and he was a very high level goalkeeper. And this is also to speak, Nuno, about the decision making and the way of thinking. And the other day, I was watching a certain game, and he was watching the same game. And I receive a message from this guy. It's really
Yeah.
top level goalkeeper, and he told me, Ricardo, here on my couch, I already know, sitting here, so imagine if he was on the goal,
Yeah.
that the guy will put the ball between the central defenders and that rupture pass,
Yeah.
and the goalkeeper will have the 1v1. So if the goalkeeper think as him, was 2 meters forward, and
Yeah.
will arrive at the same time of the guy, because we know at the high level, and also when you are thinking in performance, what is performance? It is do the correct things in the time, the space, and the correct task that is required for you. It's about that, because the some players from third division can do exactly the same from the high level guys, but cannot do at the same time, and perhaps with the same consistency. So this
Yeah.
is the biggest difference with a lot of things. It's about that. It's about speed. It's about space. So this is a little bit also to speak a little bit about that, but in terms of goalkeepers, of course, helps a lot the relation between them. We are very important on the build up of this relationship, because we need to understand that sometimes we can say we treat them in the same way. I never treat them in the same way. They are three different. I have two daughters, and they are unique daughters.
Yeah.
I don't treat them in the same way. You understand? I have the
Yes.
same values and the same principles, but I cannot speak with one with the same way that I speak to the other. And the goalkeepers are the same. They have different ages. They have different expectations. They have different previous experience, different bodies. So I need to adapt my feedback, my work, even to these different situations. This kid that I spoke to you, Bodar, was, and he already said that public to the press, that he was the goalkeeper that worked more during that year and he don't have 1 minute with us, because he had Osho and Gile to
Yeah.
play, and he was the guy that was all the time dead. The other guys sometimes are fresh, and he was dead all the time. And until today, he thanks me for that here, because it's not to kill him, it's to choose, and this is other thing very important. And when you do this, you will have less problems, because all of them understand that this guy, that at the final, that's why you spoke with a micro family. Yes, we have a lot of time together. They depend also a lot of the quality of our work,
Yeah.
because we cannot forget that they are not happy already, for example, to don't play. And if they feel that they are not progress, because what all of us want, it is that we can progress in our work, that we can learn every day, and that the people respect and appreciate our work. And when they give me, I give them. If they don't want and they don't want to give me, it's a totally different. Stay there as a third goalkeeper, because you don't want the passion and the knowledge and the effort that I have, because when you have these situations, you finish every day totally dead, even physically, because you need to prepare a work for the three goalkeepers. But you know that at the end of the session, the light session, you have two kids with 19 and 20 years old that asked you, Ricardo, can we stay more 30 minutes to practice this or this? And at that time, of course, you stay. And but it's when you are happy, because you know this guy know that I treat him as a one person, an individual situation. So
Yeah.
this micro family and this relation with between them, it's also built up with these kind of things. They are part of the team. They need to have this space with the team. We cannot want them, and that's why, not only because of that, but that's why the team that the time that they have with the team, and that we are there also to give feedbacks. I give you other example. We need to, everything that we do during a training need to be a choice. I need to understand that if I'm staying 30 minutes during a game, 8 against 8 plus two goalkeepers, just behind one of the goals, the goal, giving feedback. First, this guy is tired from my excess of feedback, and the other is asking why he don't come to here and also be close to me and give me some feedbacks, because in professional football normally you cannot scream from one goal to the other goal to kill the goalkeeper from the other goal. It's something that sometimes it's private, because also you don't want to give your secrets to the strikers, your striker, because you are giving them some feedbacks to help them, and you don't want that the other listens. So I think also I answered to you, but we are big responsible. We have big responsibility to the build of this relationship. But sometimes the things doesn't work. Sometimes you have too big egos, and I
Yeah.
love to have, and this is also important, and I forget. I love to have two guys. Doesn't matter the age, but if you ask me, can you have two guys with 30 years old? Yes, because I think teams need, here I have a different opinion. Goalkeepers love to have stability. I can play all the games, and they need, but also they need. We are humans. They need to don't be so comfortable with the situation. When you understand that, or you are trying to think team needs me, you can decrease your no. You need, because you ask that for other positions. So in that, for me, goalkeepers are not special. Give stability to the guy that are playing, support him after a mistake, but give him big concurrence to wake up and to be really wake up all the time to fight for that place. I believe a lot in that.
Thanks, Ricardo. And we are almost finishing. Just two questions more. We have here a question from Nibart. Thank Nibart, first of all, for your question. And this is a quick one. Quick answer, please, Ricardo, and to my question after also, so we can finish. So, what's the best height for a good goalkeeper? There is one, height.
It's only one. It's only one, but with with so much to say. But I will be quickly. Of course, we know that the standards right now are in 188 or something like that for really high level. I can accept few centimeters to down and few centimeters to up, a lot of centimeters to up, because like I told you, when it's about what you do with your body, and of course you cannot have 175, because like that you will be amazing probably in futsal. But the example of Kragno that I gave to you, and I have so many examples. Who can say that Casillas was a bad goalkeeper, or who can say that Navas isn't fighting with Donnarumma for the place? So when we have, I cannot be fundamentalist. Of course, we know that in some situations this big body help, but I'm not fundamentalist in that, because the modern football still give us examples like Cragno, for example, and others like him.
It's interesting because he said exactly like chance to interview Silvino, that is one a reference of the goalkeeping coach also, and he said exactly the same. One, it's not, it's like you said, it's not essential. When that idea like Vitor Bahia, that was the perfect height for a goalkeeper, for example. And the last thing I would like to ask you in relation to our subject, obviously, that is scouting goalkeepers. What are the things that for you, if you can just quick answer, what are for you the things that are harder to train on a goalkeeper? So when you watch a goalkeeper, what are the things that you take in consideration that will be harder to train? So when a scout passes to you, obviously the process goes to you anyway, or should go through the goalkeeper coach anyway. But what are the things that a scout needs to have in consideration are harder to train? If you can mention some.
For us, like I told you, speed, and even in terms of reaction, and mostly in terms of reaction, and in terms of displacement, of movement, you can be, and I will give you amazing example. One of the goalkeepers, because I was on the beginning of my coaching career, one of the goalkeepers I already spoke about that teach me more. And right now I have other goalkeepers that do the same, that are smart, that training that way. My goalkeepers do it, or I try that they do it. But one of my favorite goalkeepers in terms of decision making was Artur Moraes. Artur Moraes, during almost 2 years, saved the first 1v1 in all of the games in Estádio da Luz. The first opportunity was for the opponent, and Artur Moraes say, "I'm here" at that time, and I was there during 2 years just watching Artur. And Artur wasn't a fast goalkeeper, definitely, but he was so fast and so intelligent to decide where I should go 2 meters forward, because I'm smelling what will happen, because we speak about control the space, and this is relating to the answer that I want to give to you, that it is the calculation, or the decision in the bigger spaces. What is bigger spaces for me? It's large and slowly crosses that give you a lot of time to decide and to the time to arrive. The ball on the back of defensive line are things that you can train, you should train, you help them with positioning, you help them, and my feedback all the time it is ball and man, because a lot of goalkeepers, and that's why some of us see these and some of us see these, a lot of goalkeepers are focused on the ball. And you know that in highest level, sometimes you almost forget the ball in this situation, because the ball cannot make big danger for you. What will make danger for you? What will be danger for you? It will be the player that attack the space. And these kind of things, not the cognitive knowledge, not the positioning. These you can teach. You can teach. When you know these, you can teach them, and they will really learn. And with which foot is we? You know that goalkeepers are a lot of time with one foot forward, one foot back, like if they are prepared for a race. For example, during a lot of years, we discuss which foot is better. For me, right now, the foot that a lot of time should be or in front, it's the foot for the place that the player will attack the space, and not you should not be so worried with the foot for the ball, because the ball don't go for that place without the player sure. The ball goes to the place where the player attack the space. So this I don't know in English calculation, this measure of trajectories of distance. And for example, I never forget that when old coach, when he defines Vitor Bahia, he told that he is the best guy that I know measuring time and space. And football is this, is working and measure time and space, and also the task related. So this is one of the things more harder to train, and also the questions related to, so this measure of trajectories, and also the questions related to the speed that we already spoke here, and related to the how brave you are and how courage you are, and also if you have passion for this position or not, because some of the kids don't want to be goalkeepers, and when you want to be more goalkeepers than them, when me as a goalkeeper coach want more than them, it will not work. It will not work. They need to want the same or even more than me, and it's not easy to want more than me. So they need to want at least, because I want really that they became goalkeepers, all of them. If I can, all of them will be the next Neuer, the next Ederson, the next Ter Stegen.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Ricardo. And
Thank you very much.
Been a big pleasure, and it's big. I've been learning a lot with you, and for sure I'll have the chance to be with you in person. We are not so far from each other. I had a chance to be there. By the way, thanks for the invitation. But unfortunately, we couldn't meet at the time. But for sure, we'll meet, and I'm looking forward for that training. Possibly I only managed 10 minutes training with you, but anyway, it's been a pleasure, and we are in touch. And let's talk. You always have the doors open for Soccer Hub all the time,
Thank
to
you
share.
And
yes, sharing your knowledge is fantastic. It's a great honor to having you with us. I hope you guys also enjoyed as much as me, and please share this with your friends, because they will also learn a lot with this. Not only the ones that are passionate about goalkeeping. I believe this is important for everybody that loves the game, because like Ricardo started saying, and we finish with that, a goalkeeper is essential in a football match, and then for scouts is also very important. And I'd like also to mention a very good friend that is a great scout, that he keeps asking me what I think about goalkeepers, because he says to me, I don't know how to analyze goalkeepers. So this is important also to be aware of it, and to learn and to share these experiences. Thanks a lot, Ricardo. Be safe, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much. It was a really big pleasure. Thank you.
See you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you.